Have you ever, like, really wished for something?
Yeah.
You know? Like, wished so hard you'd try almost anything to make it happen. We're going to be diving into that today.
Yeah.
All about manifestation.
Okay.
We're looking at Neville Goddard
All right.
and his approach to manifestation with a focus on repetition.
Uh-huh.
The idea here, and we'll get into this a little bit more, but repeating a phrase 100 times
Okay.
to tap into the subconscious mind.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept.
Mhm.
Goddard believed that the subconscious mind doesn't really respond to just sheer willpower, but more to a deep sense of certainty and repetition.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we're trying to imprint a new belief on our minds through this process.
Okay. Let's unpack this idea of certainty and repetition.
Yeah.
How does it actually work to kind of reprogram that subconscious mind?
Yeah. Is there any scientific basis for this?
Well, what's fascinating here is the link between repetition and neuroplasticity, which is that the brain's ability to change and adapt.
Right.
And when we repeat a phrase consistently, especially with strong emotion and visualization, you're actually strengthening those neural pathways,
Interesting.
making that thought or belief more ingrained in the subconscious.
It's almost like we're not just thinking positively, but we're creating pathways in the brain.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, with each repetition.
Yeah, like carving a path through a forest.
Exactly.
And the source material that we're looking at suggests that repetition is most effective when it's paired with a carefully crafted phrase, one that really resonates with you and feels believable.
So how do we choose the right phrase?
Yeah.
Like, what are the elements of a powerful affirmation?
Yeah.
And maybe more importantly, what should we avoid?
I think, according to Goddard, the phrase should really evoke a sense of knowing, even if it's just a flicker of belief at first.
Okay.
So instead of saying, I will be rich, it might be something like, I am attracting abundance into my life. The phrasing needs to feel authentic to you and where you are right now.
So it's about bridging the gap between your current reality
Exactly.
and that desired outcome.
Yeah.
Finding a phrase that's like a believable stepping stone.
Yeah.
So then how does simply repeating a phrase for 7 nights lead to tangible changes in our lives?
Yeah. Is it really that simple?
Yeah.
Is it really that simple?
The source material highlights the importance of this 7-day commitment.
Okay.
Because it suggests that each repetition reinforces that message and gradually deepens its imprint on the subconscious.
Interesting.
And as you repeat the phrase night after night, you might start to notice a shift from hope to this feeling of inevitability.
Like building momentum
Exactly.
with each repetition
Yeah.
until the desired outcome feels like a natural progression rather than just a distant possibility.
Precisely. And this sense of inevitability is key because Goddard emphasizes the importance of feeling the desired outcome as if it's already happened.
So not just saying the words.
Right. But embodying those emotions that are associated with that outcome.
Yeah.
Visualizing those details.
Yes.
Engaging all of the senses.
Absolutely.
To make the experience feel real.
Make it feel real.
But what happens after that 7th night?
Right.
Do we just sit back and wait for the magic to happen?
That's where the concept of letting go comes in. The source material suggests that after that 7th night, the key is to release that desire, trusting that the process has been set in motion.
Interesting.
It's like planting a seed.
Yeah.
Having faith that it will sprout in its own time.
Yeah.
It's about shifting from that state of longing and striving to one of trust and acceptance.
Right.
Goddard believed that letting go is crucial because it creates that space for the manifestation to occur.
It makes sense. If we're constantly like obsessing and worrying about it,
Right.
are we blocking it?
You could be.
Yeah. But how do we even know
Yeah.
if we've let go
Right.
or if we're just suppressing it?
It is a subtle difference. I think it comes down to a feeling of inner peace. When you've truly let go, there's a sense of calm and trust,
Okay.
even excitement for what the future holds.
Right.
It's not about forgetting your desire altogether,
Right.
but releasing that need to control the outcome.
Okay. So going back to the 100 repetitions,
Okay.
why 100? Is there something special about that number?
Yeah.
Or is it just an arbitrary figure?
Well, according to the source material, the significance of that number 100 lies in its ability to push us past our usual limits.
Okay.
You know, most people give up on their goals or desires far too easily. They try something a few times, don't see immediate results, and then they lose faith.
Right.
But the 100 repetitions are designed to challenge that pattern, to help us break through that barrier of doubt and disbelief.
It's like a test of our commitment.
Exactly.
That we're serious about this.
Yeah. You have to prove it to yourself.
Yeah.
You're putting in the work.
What happens when we reach that point?
Right.
That point where most people would give it up.
Well, something interesting happens around the 80th or 90th repetition.
Oh, really?
It's like a tipping point where the subconscious finally starts to accept that new reality that we've been imprinting
Interesting.
through those repeated phrases and visualizations. And the shift can be quite profound. It can lead to a change in our thoughts, our feelings, even our actions.
It's like we're breaking through the resistance of our old patterns.
Yeah.
And like embracing a new way of being.
Absolutely.
So there are people out there that say this is all just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
It's not grounded in reality.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to those people?
I would say that manifestation is not about passively wishing for things to magically appear.
Right.
It's about actively aligning our thoughts, beliefs, and actions
Okay.
with our desired outcomes. It's about creating those internal conditions that make those outcomes more likely to manifest
Got it.
in our external reality.
It's about becoming a vibrational match
Exactly.
for what we want to attract. Creating a sense of resonance between our inner world
Yes.
and our outer world.
Precisely. And while there's no guarantee that every desire will manifest in the exact way that we envisioned it,
Right.
the process of conscious manifestation can still be incredibly powerful.
It can empower us to take ownership of our lives.
Exactly.
Become active creators rather than passive observers.
Precisely. And that's where the true value of these techniques lie.
Yeah.
Not just in achieving specific goals, but in transforming our relationship with ourselves and the world around us.
Shifting from a mindset of lack and limitation
Yes.
to a mindset of abundance and possibility.
And that shift in perspective can be truly liberating.
Yeah.
And open us up to new opportunities and experiences that we might never have imagined before.
I'm curious, have you ever experimented with any of this personally?
Well, I wouldn't say that I am an expert manifester or anything like that, but I have dabbled with some of these techniques over the years. And while I haven't manifested a winning lottery ticket or anything like that, I have found that the principles of intention, visualization, and belief can have a real impact on my life.
Can you give us an example?
Well, there was a time when I was feeling really stuck in my career. I was feeling like I wasn't really reaching my full potential.
Yeah.
So I started using the 100 repetitions technique. I was focusing on a phrase that evoked a feeling of confidence and clarity
Okay.
about my career path. And while it wasn't an overnight transformation, over time, I really started to notice a shift.
Yeah.
I started to see new opportunities that I hadn't noticed before, and I felt more empowered to take action towards my goals.
Yeah. It's like you were aligning your energy
Yes.
with those aspirations.
Right.
Making yourself more receptive
Exactly.
to the right opportunities.
And that shift in energy is something that many people who practice manifestation techniques report experiencing.
But let's say someone's listening to this and they're skeptical.
Oh.
They might say, okay, but what if I try this and nothing happens?
Yeah.
What if I still feel stuck?
Yeah.
What would you say to that person?
I would say that manifestation isn't a magic wand that instantly grants your wishes.
Right.
It's a process that requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to look inward. It's about exploring our beliefs, our fears, and our limiting patterns. And sometimes the process of doing that inner work is just as valuable as the manifestation itself.
It's about the journey of self-discovery and growth.
Yeah.
Rather than just focusing on that destination.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe the act of engaging in these practices is already shifting things behind the scenes, even if we don't see immediate tangible results.
Yeah, it really is. It's about trusting that process and being open to the possibility that things might unfold in ways that we couldn't have predicted.
It's about surrendering to the mystery of life a little bit.
Yeah.
Knowing that we're kind of co-creating our reality
exactly.
with something larger than ourselves.
Yeah, and that can be a truly empowering realization.
Well said. So for our listeners who are intrigued by this 100 repetitions technique, what's one key takeaway you'd want them to remember? I would say don't underestimate the power of your own mind. You know, we often get so caught up in the external circumstances of our lives that we forget the incredible power we hold within.
Yeah, it's so easy to get stuck in that trap and just feel like we're at the mercy of fate.
Yeah.
But this technique kind of reminds us that we can shape our own reality.
Absolutely. It starts with taking control of our thoughts, our beliefs, and our subconscious programming.
It's about reclaiming our power as creators.
Yes.
Realizing that we're not just passive recipients of whatever life throws our way.
You have the power to change it.
Exactly. And the 100 repetition technique, with its emphasis on focus, intention, repetition, it provides a practical framework for tapping into that creative power.
Yeah. It's a reminder that we have the ability to influence our reality, not through magical thinking, but through a deliberate and consistent effort to align our inner world with those desired outcomes.
For listeners who are feeling inspired to explore this technique, do you have any final words of wisdom or encouragement?
I would say approach it with a sense of curiosity and playfulness. Don't get too hung up on the mechanics or worry about doing it perfectly. You know, the most important thing is to find a phrase that resonates with you. Visualize your desired outcome with feeling and commit to that practice consistently.
Yeah, embrace the journey. Be open to surprises. Trust the process.
Exactly. And who knows, you might be amazed by what you're able to create.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired to dust off my manifestation journal and give this 100 repetition technique a try.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll finally manifest that trip to the Galapagos Islands.
That sounds like a wonderful manifestation goal.
I think so.
Maybe we'll both be swimming with the sea turtles before we know it.
I love that. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the fascinating world of Neville Goddard and the power of the subconscious mind.
We hope you found it insightful and empowering. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to explore more thought-provoking topics like this one, be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, and leave us a comment below. And if you're feeling extra generous, share this episode with your friends and family who might also benefit from these powerful insights. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.